All right, our last topic for this quiz, dividing radicals. So for my first example, I've got radical 27 over 16. This is the same thing as root 27 over root 16. Our problem is, one, we can't have a radical on the bottom. Two, we got to simplify that 27 when we get to that point. 16's on that perfect square list. So I know that root 16 is the same as root 4 times root 4. One of those 4's could come out. So I really got root 27 over 4. Let's break down that 27. We know that root 9 times root 3 will get me root 27. Let's break down that root 9, root 3 times root 3. I've got the pair. The 3 is going to come out. This root 3 is going to have to stay though. So root 27 is the same as 3 root 3. So my final answer is 3 root 3 over 4. Here's a good example. 2 over root 3. Our problem here is we've got a radical root on our bottom of the fraction. How are we going to get rid of it? We've got to multiply it by the same radical. If we multiply the bottom by root 3, we also got to multiply the top by root 3. So when I multiply root 3 times root 3, I'm going to get a 3 on the bottom. If I multiply 2 times root 3, I can just combine them and have 2 root 3. So my final answer to this is 2 root 3. We go again with another one. We got to simplify that, but first, let's get that radical 2 out of the bottom. How are we going to get rid of it? Multiply it by radical 2 over radical 2. Same thing as multiplying by 1. Radical 2 times radical 2 will give me a 2 on the bottom. Radical 14 times radical 2 will give me a radical 28. When I break down radical 28, I know that 4 will go into it. Radical 4 times radical 7, radical 4 will break down 2 root 2 times, root 2 times root 2. The 2 is going to come out. I've got my pair. That radical 7 is going to drag down. So radical 28 is the same as 2 root 7. So I'm left with 2 root 7 over 2. Notice I've got a 2 on the top outside of a root and a 2 on the bottom, no root. I can cancel those out. So our final answer is radical 7. Radical 3 over radical 4. Got to get rid of that radical from the bottom, so multiply radical 4, top and bottom. Radical 4 times radical 4 will give me a 4 on the bottom. Radical 3 times radical 4 will give me radical 12. Breaking down radical 12, 4 times 3. That breaks down as radical 2 times radical 2. The 2 will come out, bring that 3 down. So I can change root 12 to 2 root 3, bring that 4 over. 2 over 4, I can simplify those. My final answer would be 1 radical 3 over 2, or just radical 3 over 2. All right, last up, I got a tricky one. I don't think you'll see one like this on the quiz, but just in case, let's go over it. Radical 7 over 2 radical 5. Got to get rid of that radical 5 on the bottom, so let's multiply top and bottom by radical 5. 2 radical 5 times radical 5 would give me 2 times 5. Radical 7 times radical 5 would give me radical 35. Let's simplify this bottom up. We've got radical 35 over 2 times 5, 10. Radical 35 can't break down any further. We've got our final answer.